Okay, let's do some sage. What a crazy week. Worked in a different school today. Loved it. Polar opposite experience to what I've been having, which is verbal abuse, physical abuse, you know, called for all sorts. Yeah. But then came home and had a driving ticket, like a speeding fine, yeah, for the first day of work that I had back. The car needs oil. I just come back to like a load of stuff that needs doing. So that's annoying. And to get a speeding ticket for like my first day of work back, it just sucks, to be honest. But might be able to go to a speed awareness course and like avoid points and a penalty. Anyway, I'm very happy for having like found a really lovely school to work in. So that's given me hope because I was feeling very dejected this week, very fed up, high blood pressure, not good. Okay. So we're doing a couple of signs each night. I might be able to get a good 4 signs done tonight because I've not had such a bad day. Burnt some sage. Let's put that by the window. Okay, so we're on to Libra. If you want any of the other signs that come before Libra, they were done on previous nights. So you just need to go out of this live into the lives playlist, and it'll say in the title which lives are in that video. Okay. I'm a full-time high school teacher. I do the channel in an evening after a day's work, so just have to bear with me. If you want a personal reading, they're £18. If it's a love reading, it doesn't have to be about love, but if it's a love reading, it'll be a good 45 minutes, which is an absolute bargain. Turnaround time is 48 hours because I do, you know, my full-time job and then this on top. So yeah, really good feedback from my clients that I've got so far, and you can see that feedback on my community page. If you are interested in treating yourself to a personal reading, you can direct message on TikTok, you can direct message on IG, or send me an email. It's in the link. Sorry, it's in the channel description. I love my clients, like they're so grateful and they can't believe how much it resonates and it's really helped them. So that's what it's all about, you know. Just so you're aware, this is collective readings by zodiac sign. It's not a live Q&A. I don't have enough watch hours for live Q&As, and when I do, they'll be called live Q&As. Okay, and you'll have to pay for each question that you ask in advance of that live. They won't be done on collective reads. Hi Naila, hi Nicole. Is it Naila or Nyla? Sorry if I said it wrong. I'm a teacher, so all I do is pronounce names incorrectly and get corrected. So don't mind to like tell me how to say it. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Libra's highest good. How is Libra feeling in this 3rd week of October 2025? Jojo's here. With regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in. 3 cards for how Libra's feeling, first of all, please. So Libra, you have got the Temperance reversed. Now, the Temperance is the major arcana for Sagittarius, and when it's upright, it's the one that's achieving emotional balance, emotional harmony. You know, they're managing to pour from one cup to the other and get just the right balance. So I guess if you've got an imbalance of emotions, you could be having mood swings. Okay, there could be crying, anger, depression, being withdrawn. I mean, sometimes when I have mood swings, I can be laughing as well, and then I'll just swing into a totally different, you know, mood. So it just depends. But you could be struggling with your emotions at the moment. Maybe you've got a lot on your plate, or I don't know. If you're poorly, you know, your mood is definitely lower. If you've been under stress for a long time, you know, you lose your sense of humour, don't you? It just, things are like tipped not in the right direction. So I wonder what's going on with you at the moment. Well, thanks for dropping in and encouraging people to leave likes. Thank you. It's very supportive. Right, we've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. I don't know if you're worried about money, Libra, or if you are... If you're just seeing no growth in the situation that you're currently in, and then that obviously affects your mood, okay? Let's get another card. I am so sorry about that. My phone must have been too low on battery, and then it just gave up. I hope it stays on now. Just been sat here swearing at it. Oh, hi Casey, hi Seema, hi Faizan. Okay, so I just started the Libra reading when my phone went off, but we're plugged in and hopefully we're all right now. So Libra, just to recap, your emotions are quite out of whack at the moment, and I don't know if it's like problems with work, like lack of work, or work stressful, or you feel like there's no growth going forward in a connection, and so it's like got you know, feeling a bit strange. Oh, where's everyone watching from? That's cool. Watching from Turkey. Let's get one more for you, Libra. Okay, a lack of cooperation. There's a choice to be made. Ten of Wands is like, I'm throwing in the towel because it's reversed here. It's not, we haven't reached all the way to the end. We got most of the way, and then it's like, do you know what? I'm just not going to like push for this anymore. I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm done. Look at all the wands dropping on this head. You know, it's like, I am done. I'm over it. So there's a choice being made. We've thrown in the towel. Nine of Pentacles reversed. So Nine of Pentacles, when it's upright, is someone who's very confident, abundant. They don't need anyone else because they're very self-sufficient. Nine is always a single energy. When it's reversed, it's like, I want collaboration, I want cooperation, I want a person that I can build with. Five of Pentacles is coming out from the cold, coming out of a lack mentality in terms of money, time, energy. When it's upright, you know, we just feel at a loss. We feel like destitute, or, you know, like our person's not giving us any attention. They've gone cold on us. When that's reversed, it's like, I'm over feeling that way. I don't want to be in a lack mentality anymore. The Hierophant, when it's upright, is someone that's very wise. They've lived so many harsh lessons that they're no longer the student, they're now the teacher. It's the major arcana for Taurus. You may feel like you've acted outside of your better judgment when it comes to this connection, and you just don't want to keep going with the struggle, you know? There's just a lack of teamwork, a lack of cooperation. So, you know, sometimes it's the other Persian. That's so scouse, wasn't it? Persian. Sometimes the other person is actively, you know, avoiding or evading working together with us, and sometimes it just was never a good idea because it's not feasible. They don't have the capability for whatever reason. So it does look like this is like really flummoxed you and throwing you off, and you've just decided like, okay, it is what it is. I'm not gonna like, you know, it's like square peg, circle hole. I'm not gonna like force anything. Let's see who's showing up for you then. Okay, so very much opposite energy. Someone's feeling like the glass is half full. Better days are coming. You can see this is the World card. It's the major arcana. In the story of the major arcana, the Fool realizes that we must take life's rough with the smooth. Okay, so we're going to have bad times, shitty times, and we're going to have better days and days that surprise us when things just go well or something turns up, you know. You can't really have one without the other. Life is not easy for anybody. There's not a single solitary soul on planet Earth where everything's just easy for that person. It's never true, is it? So this person is able to see things like in an optimistic way. Okay, things have been tough, but rationally they know that better days are coming. See, they're kind of in a better space than you are, like emotionally at the moment. Now they've got the Judgment reversed with the Chariot reversed, so that's the major arcana for Cancer. When the Chariot's upright, the Emperor jumps into the Chariot. Okay, he takes action. You know, that fire energy, water energy, lots of emotion, lots of determination, lots of movement, lots of travel. You know, playing to win. I am going to defend my territory. I'm going to gain territory through this battle. So, you know, this is about moving mountains and going after in a very majestic way, going after what you want. It's about being bold, you know, like the whole planetary system is behind them. The universe is backing them. You know, they're like a deity. They have a connection to God, and they believe that this is their destiny that they're going towards. When that's reversed, it's failure, loss, or defeat at the last minute. And there's ignoring a call to action with the Judgment reversed. When the Judgment's upright, the angels sort of, you know, using a bugle to call us, to wake us up from the dead. We've got all this tidal wave, this tsunami of emotion, and the air's becoming clear, the sun's shining, we're overcoming obstacles, we're being called to act. Something needs to be done by us in this moment, some kind of action, and that's reversed. So I would say this person, they're refusing to kind of follow their intuition when it comes to taking some sort of action towards you, because this is a love reading about you and them. It could be someone that you're dealing with or someone that you're manifesting in. I don't know until I've got more information. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. There we go. Right, we've got an Ace of Swords reversed. So keeping things to ourselves or a lack of clarity. It's time to act, okay? This person has been through the planning phase with the Two of Wands. With the Three of Wands, they know what they want and it's time to go for it. It's time to take action. The Hermit card is reversed. So someone's either... they need to do some shadow work, some isolation, some reflection, some deep introspection, or they've just completed some. The Eight of Wands reversed is stagnancy, blocks, delays, stagnancy. It's a lack of progress. The Five of Wands is division. It can be internal division or external division. So you could have mixed emotions about something or be arguing with other people who say something's not a good idea and you think it is. You know, conflicts, disagreements. The Tower reversed is trying to stop what is inevitable. We're trying to stop something. We're trying to stop the tower from falling. Whatever the existing structure is that's in place, we're trying to stop it from falling, and that's inevitable. It's going to come down. You can't stop a tower. It's not possible. Towers are... they're bigger than us, okay? It's something major in our reality changing, like the place that we live, the career that we have, our relationship, you know, having a baby or something like this. It's like nothing's going to be the same again after this. So you can't stop a tower. You can mentally resist it or emotionally resist it, but physically it's going to happen. This is conflict, delays, denial about major change. Wow. Confusion when it comes like how to act. It feels like, you know, when someone's falsely optimistic, when someone's overly optimistic, they're not really facing reality. Perhaps that's what's happening here, because they're ignoring a call to action. They're creating blocks and delays, and they're trying to delay the inevitable, really, which is that something's going to fall and end, to make way for something else that's better, that's more realistic, that's healthier. So perhaps that's what you're like banging your head against a wall about, is just this person being completely detached from reality, you know, not dealing with something. You're very like Pentacles focused. You're trying to be more practical, and you realize that the game is lost, and they are like, no, it's going to be fine. And you know, they don't know how it's going to be fine. They're just choosing to avoid, you know, actual circumstances. I want to make sure that you can see these cards. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Yeah, because you've got the Hierophant reversed. It's like, you're like, really? Like, we know better than this. The Death card reversed. Okay, so a lack of closure, unfinished business. Can't speak today. Unfinished business. Major arcana for Scorpio. This would be accepting, you know, like to close out a cycle, to close out a chapter. This is like, I don't accept this. Let's get 2 more for the outcome. Yeah, in the challenge position, it's the Magician card, and I love the artwork on this, but when it's upright, it's I think it's tarot cards, but it looks like when you hold mobile phones up at a concert, because it looks like it could be the Star card. And, you know, this is like being able to manifest your dreams into reality. Like, I have the Ace of Pentacles, I have the Ace of Swords, I have the Ace of Wands, I have the Ace of Cups. I've got the patience, I've got the understanding, I've got the research, the knowledge, the strategy. I've got the determination, you know, the strength, the fortitude. Like, if I need to invest a little bit of money, I can. Like, this is someone who has all the tools to succeed and make their dreams a reality. When it's reversed, it's like, you know, the heavens have opened and it's just drama and depression and, you know, everything's going down the drain. Just, we don't have the things that we need to make something work. And what I really like is that it almost looks like mountains where these clouds are, and mountains represent challenges. In tarot illustrations, and look at all the water splashing on the floor, which is like the chaos of the emotion. I just love, like, whoever designs these cards is amazing. We've got the infinity sign, you know, this is like the eternal struggle. It's like, have we got what we need to make something, to actuate our plans, our dreams into a reality, or is it going to stay a dream? Yeah. So this is like the challenge and the outcome. And it's looking to be that you're being realistic about it now and they're not. One more for the outcome then, and then we'll clarify. That's a lot of cards. Okay. Hi, Anisha. We've got the Knight of Cups. So that's someone that has romantic feelings and they, you know, are very happy to express them. The Six of Cups reversed feels like the loss of a soulmate, you know, or someone maybe feels like this isn't my soulmate after all because they're not reciprocal, or, you know, if it was meant to be, it wouldn't be this hard. We've got the four-leafed clover, which is very, very lucky symbol in the middle. Six Cups is like emotions built up over the years. That's reversed. There's our Scorpio energy with the Six of Swords. It's a boat that's traveling across calm water and we're reaching a destination in a new place and we're leaving the past behind, all of our woes behind. We're looking for balance, reciprocity, someone that can contribute the same as us. 6 is an even number. You know, we've got increments of time, money, and energy with the Pentacles. 3 from them, 3 from us. That's all anyone, you know, can hope for. The 5 of Swords is reversed. Now, this is someone that does not want arguments at all. Pisces energy with the moon, major arcana for Pisces. This is a person that's in the woods at night. They're holding a cup and they're trying to catch the water that's dripping down. These are the emotions. Okay, and it's about being in the dark. And in the story of the major arcana, the fool realizes that he must proceed anyway. He must walk forward anyway, even if not everything is illuminated, even if some things are hidden and not yet revealed. That can be scary, but we mustn't let our fears be the master of us. We must walk forwards anyway. The Queen of Cups reversed is someone who's very much, you know, it's more water energy. Someone who's very much in their feels, in their emotions, probably a little bit too much, feeling a bit overwhelmed. I feel like this is you. I do feel like this is you because we've got this like attempt at closure. Like perhaps this isn't my person. Perhaps I need something that's more feasible, that's more practicable. You know, no matter how much they are going to be upset or how much they want to be my person, I'm not getting what I need and it's looking to be impossible. Yeah, I want duality, I want balance. 2 is a number of duality, balance, it's an even number. It's like I need to be able to give an Ace of Pentacles and receive an Ace of Pentacles. The Star card is, to be honest, the Star card isn't always wish fulfillment. A lot of the time it is healing. It's Aquarius energy. Major arcana for Aquarius. So I would say that we need to heal after this because this has been quite a big moment of closure, a big turning point. You know, where it's like I have all the feelings for this person, but I don't have the practical situation that I need from them. Like it's not, even if they wanted to, they can't give me that. So let's get messages from them. Now, these are no contact cards, but I would just take it as messages of what they would say to you if they were going to. These are collective readings by zodiac sign, so there's no point in putting personal questions in here. Okay, so they're saying, this isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but it's what's best for me and us right now. This isn't goodbye. We will be together again soon. Twin flame. You activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in ways no one else could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. So this person may be very passionate between the two of you, and you may feel like confused by how attached you are to this person. Like, you know, something for real isn't like, it's toxic if it isn't, you know, practical, if it isn't able to become something healthy. It has to be toxic, right? So why do I want it so much? Why do I keep pushing for it or missing them when it's not a straightforward situation? It's because the two of you are triggering healing in one another. So you could be about to enter a period apart that's quite significant, okay? Like a year or 2 years or something like this. In this time apart, you will each heal in your own ways, okay? It's not like you've got the same problem. One of you, it could be that you're becoming more financially independent, okay? And you're building up your career, your finances. One of you, it could be that you are facing emotional difficulties and, sorting out what it is in life that's going to make you happy going forward. Is there anything you need to release? Is there any new plans that you need to make, goals that you need to create for yourself? Finding balance outside of relationships, could be, you will know by this time apart. During this time, you will focus on yourself, you will focus on what you need to, and that way you'll come back together in a better position, to have a healthy relationship that works. This was your purpose, this was their purpose, was to trigger healing in one another, and that's why it's been so magnetic, so difficult to stop. You keep feeling drawn. You may have a psychic connection, so when you're thinking about this person, they're thinking about you too. Okay, it's a very, very powerful thing, twin flames, and something I have direct experience of. So, it's passionate, but it's emotionally loaded passion. It isn't just sex. It's like, at some point you've had very deep conversations with one another, okay, about what it is that you want from life, and deep traumas that one of you has had potentially that's they've never shared with anyone else, or they've shared with like maybe one other person, and they're now like middle-aged. Like it's deep stuff, okay, it's profound. Mother wounds, so there you go, someone's got trauma. My mother is a big influence on my behaviour now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine feminine energy within me and externally. Okay, so someone has mother wounds. Now, whether they're male or female, their connection to their own mother has had a significant impact on them, and in some not good ways. So the way that they respond to problems, their reaction to things could be very extreme, or it could be like a toxic reaction. Like someone I know evades people when they have problems because they don't feel like they deserve help. That's a result of mother wounds. Okay, so they lost their mother at a young age. There was trauma around how their mother died, and so they just don't have a good connection to their own mother, but also the people involved in these particular circumstances. They worry about their judgment, they worry about their own role as a mother or their own role as a father, and sometimes they avoid partners. There's something quite deep going on here. You're so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart, and I really enjoy our conversations. That's lovely. Like, who doesn't want to hear that? That's really nice. Yeah, so that this is a twin flame connection. So you may have felt like this is very confusing to me. It's very sexual. People think I'm crazy for holding on to it. It's like against the odds, that we are, maybe you seem like an unlikely pair, or you're from very different cultures or religions or classes, like something could be taboo about it, but it's something that's quite profound, something that's not quite profound, it's incredibly profound, and it's important for both of you, and other people probably won't understand it, okay, but you feel it, okay. What's the nature of this connection? Although we've had a twin flame card, so we know it's twin flames. Nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed. Okay, so you were always meant to meet this person and have these feelings about this person. It's not a mistake, okay? It's part of a bigger process that's going on. It's not as black and white as what you think, and it isn't wrong, okay? But the time apart is part of the plan. And then it's like to be continued, okay? This is not the end of the story for the two of you. Not if you don't want it to be. I just want you all the time. This person's crazy about you. Let's get confessions from them. Oh, that's a lot. I want to talk to you, but I don't know what to say. I've never felt this strongly about someone before. I'm very attracted to you. I love your sense of humour. I'm focused on healing myself. I'm going through a spiritual awakening. I don't like all the attention that you get. Okay, so you understand from what's here that this person cares very deeply about you. They love how smart you are. They love your sense of humour. They're so attracted to you, like you physically. They've never felt like this about anyone before. They're very aware that they have things to work on, okay? They have like emotional wounds to work on, mother wounds, and they don't want anyone else to take you. They don't want anyone else to have you, okay? So it's not that when you have time apart, it's not that they're going to get with anyone else. They're not thinking about anyone else, okay? It's nothing to do with that. They've got stuff that they need to sort out within them and in their reality, because if you're running away from your problems, you cannot build with someone. You just cannot. Okay, so this is the point of a twin flames journey. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. Okay, this is all part of it's par for the course. If you're thinking about a golf game with 16 holes, this is just hole number 8 or whatever. It's not the end. It'll feel like the end, but that's the point, is you have to turn to yourself and your own problems and sort them out so that you are ready to come back to this person, they're ready to come back to you, better positioned. Does that make sense? Conquest. Just another notch in the headboard, or the real deal. Actions speak the loudest. So they could have kept it like very, very physical as a relationship, because had they tried to make it more a relationship where you build together, they would have had to have, you know, things like more healthy and behave more healthy and face their demons, and this person wasn't comfortable to face their demons, okay? So they could have like focused on having like a very physical relationship and keeping it like that. Fogs bind. When paths are unclear and spirits froze, sometimes leaving brings light. Okay, so that they kind of like can't treat you right at the moment or do this relationship justice, even if they hold you really dear. they're not doing it justice to functioning in the way that they have been. So, you know, time apart is what is necessary. Fulfilling a fantasy. Okay, so they've probably had some, crazy sexual desires that they've been able to fulfill, or it could be part of a fantasy of living a particular lifestyle or being in another country or something. Well, for me, fulfilling a fantasy is like they've been able to express themselves sexually in a very different way with you. Betrayal. Deceit, backstabbing, traitors, unworthy of trust. You could have felt like you were a confidant for them, like a port in a storm. Caution. Bank failure. Bugaboo. Police and bad choices. So they could be someone that gambles, they could be someone that has debt. They may have debt in their home country, and have come to you like, well, I'll buy myself some time, They could have a warrant out for their arrest. Honest to God, this may not be the case for everyone's person, but people have criminal records. They have things that you wouldn't dream of. Do you know what I mean? In your wildest dreams, your mind's not even going to those places, and it's quite a shock when you find out some people's baggage and history that they've got. A bugaboo is just like someone that, like a couch surfer, like, okay, they might be like fairly good company, but they're not able to like bring to the table what you do. And so you're kind of tolerating them being around, but there's no growth there, there's no legs on this, whilst this is their circumstances, this is their reality, okay? The rest is just dreaming. It's delusional. So we've got spiritual attack, karma, divine intervention, facing their demons. Did I not say that earlier? This person was always on a time limit, okay? So they could have been like evading like arrest, evading debts, evading whatever they've got going on somewhere else. They've sort of used their time with you as an escape, and they've realised like it's just bullshit. Like they've got to like deal with everything now. Fighting, trust issues, one-sided, detached. So you could have felt like someone is living a bit of a lie, or the stuff they're not telling you. You could have felt like they're not really getting involved in the way that, a normal relationship would naturally progress. It's not happening. You could have felt like they're just like in their own head when they're in your company and you don't know what they're thinking, or, stuff like this. Like there's some sort of one or more of these problems, okay? Like, so it's just creating like a distance in some way, or some delays or stalling in some way. You may have kind of like realized like, look, this isn't going anywhere fast. Let's get some more answers. Bad choices could be like, I'm not paying parking fines ever. I don't believe in. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't believe in like paying parking tickets. Well, if you don't do that for a while, guess what happens? You go to jail. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I don't believe in paying taxes. Well, if you don't do that for a while, you go to jail. Do you know what I mean? So it's like this, these bad choices, bank failure. This person could have serious debts. Police. You know what I mean? Like, it's catching up with them. This little like escape period has come to a close. Time's running out. So if they're like in their own head when they're around you, it's probably because there's stuff you don't know about. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. I mean, for me, like, if you're keeping it purely physical with someone and you're treating it as an escape, you haven't really opened up your heart. You've made it look like you have. But that's not a relationship. If you can't tell someone, look, I've got a warrant out for my arrest, or look, I've got a criminal record, or look, I'm in big trouble financially, you are not building with anyone doing that. You are living in a fantasy and your time's running out. You know, you haven't made yourself emotionally vulnerable at all. You're not building anything real, so it's a house of cards waiting to come down, isn't it? Whoops, where's that gone? The Grim Reaper, the relationship is over. No second chances, grow and transform your life. Whoa, that's conclusive, isn't it? Yeah, it's like reaching a stop sign and it's like there is nowhere else to go. We've got to stop and deal with everything. And you're going to deal with yours, you're going to deal with yours, and then we'll come back together. As I say, that's not stuff you can sort out in a weekend, is it? You know, these are life-changing decisions. Towers falling. It's like living in a different country, losing your job, changing career, having a baby, getting divorced. Like, things are never going to be the same again. It's going to look very different. One or multiple aspects of your life will be very different. And that's not comfortable. That kind of change, that kind of transformation is not comfortable. But you come out of it and you get to replace it with a situation that is more preferable, okay? More healthy, more stable. It's got legs. It's real. Trying to deny that kind of inevitable tower falling it's futile. Resistance is futile, you know? Whoops. So we've got enlighten. Illumination is near. A period of enlightenment and clarity awaits. Companion. Listen to your inner voice. Your spirit guide is there to assist you. So you've got to follow your gut. If you feel like something's up, then it is. If you feel like something's too weak to survive, then it is. Okay, it doesn't mean it's not coming back together at some point, but there's going to be evolution, you know, on your side, on their side, and a significant period apart. Eclipse. Dance with your shadows. Discover hidden aspects of yourself in the darkness. Look, the good thing about shadow work is we do the most growth during periods of challenge. So you're going to be the best version of yourself at the other end of this. And it doesn't have to be by the time you get to the end. It starts straight away, you know? Alignment. Align your energy. Crystals can heal and amplify your intentions. Okay, so refine your faith. Find trust in the divine plan. Don't think that this is all disaster and it's just things falling apart for no reason, or that anything was a mistake. It's not. Manifest. Mix your intentions with care. Craft your desires into reality. Okay, so this is a really good time to think about your future, what it is that you want for yourself, and that way people can align themselves accordingly. The universe can support this to culminate by moving external realities, okay, so that you can be where you want to be in a year's time, in 2 years' time. And the same for this person, okay? The way that you manifest is you ask out loud and you say, Spirit, this is what I would like for myself. I would like a workplace that understands me. I would like a person who's reliable. I would like a person who also enjoys, whatever it is that I enjoy. Someone with a good sense of humour, someone who's kind, someone who is hardworking, whatever the qualities are that you want in a person, that's what you need to say to Spirit. That's what you would like, If you've got a business venture, you really want that to be successful so you can leave your other work, ask for that, Normally, if you create a business where you're helping people, this is the kind of thing that is going to do very well. And a thing that you can do to raise your vibrations, okay, is to be happy, spend time with loved ones that you know have got your best intentions at heart. They always show up for you, they're there for you, they love you dearly. Work on your health, work on your finances, you can't go wrong. Release this, okay? Like, I release this and I'm leaving it in the hands of the divine to bring this together. I'm not gonna agonize about it or get tense about it. I'm gonna trust and I'm gonna release it. I've asked for what I want and I'm gonna surrender it to the universe. I'm not gonna try to control everything or figure out the way to make it go my way. You don't need to do that, okay? As long as this is what you want and you ask for it, surrender it. It's not for you to force this in any kind of way now. Yeah, you can burn Palo Santo and you can say things like, I want success, I deserve success, and I will have success. Positive affirmations. I want love, I deserve love, and I will have love. Because that's you believing and telling yourself positive things instead of telling yourself negative things and pulling yourself down, which, we're all guilty of that negative self-talk. Even if you say, nah, don't do that. If you're honest with yourself, when was the last time you said something not very nice to yourself? We do it a lot. We do it more than we realise, okay? And other people put doubts in our heads, imposter syndrome is very common in workplaces. People can be negative towards us in relationships. It does a lot of damage to confidence. Parents can do that. A random on the street. So saying positive things to yourself, remembering the things that you do well, any little successes that you've had, times where you've come through where you thought you never would, say positive things, because everyone deserves to be happy, everyone deserves to be in love, and everyone deserves to have success, If you're telling yourself that you're not really worthy of stuff, it's probably because someone's told you that at some point. Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So there you go, like all these awful memories, experiences where someone's told you you're not good enough, you're not supposed to have nice things, you're not supposed to look nice, you'll never be whatever, you can't even do this. Whether it's someone else or you've told yourself that, get rid of it, okay? Be that childlike, innocent being once again. And just know that just by being, you deserve happiness, you deserve to be in love. You deserve to have enough so that you can get by and even have some nice things sometimes, you know? We're not asking to be filthy rich, we're not asking to have anything terrible. It's quite normal to ask for these things. Oh, celestial protection. You are divinely protected. Trust that you are safe to pursue your dreams. I love that. I love that shield. You're safe to pursue your dreams. You've got emergence, manifest. You're on the way up now. Think of a Nike tick. Okay, you are on the way up now, and it's just going to get better and better and better. This is where the learning begins. This is where the ascension begins. Be excited for it. When is Libra going to come back with this person? When are they going to reunite or reconcile? I doubt it's going to tell us, but let's ask anyway. Not anytime soon. Because that's the part of the twin flame journey, is that it looks like you're about to embark on a long period apart, like a year, year and a half, 2 years, something like this. You know, we can't grow and evolve overnight. It has to happen over several months or, you know, a significant period of time. Let's get you a good fortune card. A mystical encounter will change your path. Be prepared. What? A mystical encounter will change your path. An encounter suggests with another person, doesn't it? But I don't think that has to be, you know, another love interest. I think it could be like a business opportunity or relocation opportunity, or it seems like a person that's going to be helpful. A mystical encounter. Wrong card. 0606, commitment, loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. Okay, so have honest dialogue with spirit and say, I'm really struggling right now, or I would really like you to protect my person. This is what I want. Have a dialogue with spirit. And also, Turn to friends and loved ones as well to express what you're going through. These times are hard, okay? They're not easy. 7777, perseverance. Change of perspective, reflection, inner strength, wisdom, and enlightenment. There's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road that you're on. Reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know what the right next step is. I think that was so like deep, that reading, and you know, someone obviously really needs that. Look, all that advice, that's beautiful. You are in good company, you are not alone. Okay, if you liked this reading, if it resonates, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. And I will see you in the next one, Libra. If you're interested in a personal reading, so that you can guarantee it's all about you and your person, and you can get timing specifically for you or them, issues specifically for you or them, as this is a general reading. It's £18. It's 45 minutes plus. It'll be a private link to a video that only you can view. You'll be able to watch it as many times as you want, and I'll send it to you through whatever method you choose to communicate. So it could be a TikTok direct message, YouTube, sorry, not YouTube, Gmail, or IG direct message. Turnaround time is 48 hours because I'm a full-time teacher and I do collective readings of an evening, so it's like extra for me to do the personals, but amazing feedback from the 6 clients that I've got at the moment, and you can read the testimonials from them on my community page. Oops. That did not land by my feet. That's gone across the room. Don't appreciate it. The thing about collective readings is they're very, very good for like giving you a dialogue that's more general about what's going on with you and your person. Like, I watch them, they resonate for me. I watch readings that are my sign and the sign of my person, and it's just freaky how it resonates. I think people must be going through similar life lessons on slightly different timelines. Obviously the detail is different, but it's like the general events. Wow, it's just crazy how much it resonates. I'm blown away. I love tarot. So, you know, you get these readings for free, but if you want more detail about what's informing your person and what's specific to them, personal reading can give you a lot of answers, to be honest, and a lot of reassurance. Let me pick up that card that went astray. Okay, so we're going on to Scorpio. Hi, Leo. Okay, so collective readings by zodiac sign. We're starting Scorpio. If it's a live Q&A that you're looking for, you need to go and go to another channel and see if you can find that, but you will have to pay for the questions to be answered. I will start live Q&As, but they won't ever be in these readings. These are just for the collective. I don't want to interrupt them with questions for, you know, personal questions for people. It would be called a live Q&A, and you would book your question in advance and pay for it in advance of that live, if that makes sense. I can only do it when I get 4,000 watch hours. We're nearly at 3,000 watch hours, you know, so I'll be able to start membership soon. So you'll get career, education and finance readings, regular ones. You'll get health readings with the Native American Indian medicine wheel, and you'll get an in-depth how to read tarot, you know, in a way that's methodical, not just the cards that come out in a reading that you watch as you watch them, but I like how to read tarot cards. I know the career, education and finance readings are very, very popular. And the Native American Indian medicine wheel ones as well, which is for health and well-being. I think you're writing, is that Portuguese? I don't speak Portuguese. I'm sorry. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good. How is Scorpio feeling in this third week of October 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Scorpio's feeling first of all, please. Let's move that back. I just need to check a WhatsApp that's come through because it's for work. So they love you too. I went to a different school today. They want to book you in 24th of the 10th for handover. Yes, snaps for me. Glad all went well. We'll give you a call tomorrow. St. Mary's. Don't mention someone lined up first. Okay. Yes, guys. Yes. I went to such a nice school today. Yeah. Very opposite to where I've been working the last few days. I can't do that long term. I just can't. So we've got to go in there tomorrow. But what day is it tomorrow? It's sorry, I'm like wheezing at the end of the camera. We're on the 16th today, 17th. Oh, okay. I might have to go in there until Thursday. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, so Friday, they want to do the handover, don't they? So Thursday is my last day. So I've got to get through 5 days at the other school. It's money though. It's money in the bank. It's been very hard. I got like emotionally abused, verbally abused, physically abused. I've never heard language like that out of students, so-called students. Diabolical. You'd think I was like, you know, trying to harm them or something, trying to like help you get an education. Crazy. The World upright. The 7 of Wands upright. And the 5 of Cups reversed. So Scorpio. That's nice. That's nice though. Look, the World card is that better days are coming. So even though we're having like tough times, we know rationally that if we stay resilient, we will get better times coming. Okay, we just got to hang on in there. The Seven of Wands upright is being competitive. It's trying to gain the advantage, you know, like I'm determined, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna fight for what I want, for what I deserve, and I'm not gonna let anyone take this from me. It's that kind of competitive spirit, competitive with others. The Five of Cups, if it was upright, I'd be so sad for you because that's grief, sadness, loss, regret. And after those kind of like feelings and that kind of attitude and that effort, we wouldn't want that. But that's reversed. So that means we're recovering from grief, sadness, loss, regret. Okay. That's really, really nice. You're galvanizing yourself because you know that better days are coming. You're not going to give up. You're going to fight for what is better for you. The Knight of Pentacles upright. The Knight of Pentacles is you looking to invest in someone, okay? And you could have your eye on someone already. You could have met someone new and it sort of reinvigorated you and given you a bit of a spark, a bit of excitement, a bit of like, oh, actually, yeah, I'd like to date again, or I'm dating someone and it's making me think about the future. I'm starting to think of, you know, this could turn into a relationship. This could become something where I can build, because this is looking to invest time, money, and energy. It's a night that is serious about the future. There's no guarantees, but it's dating with a view to having a relationship that goes somewhere. Okay, that's really nice. See, that's how you're feeling. Let's get one more for you. The Judgment reversed. Well, why would we be ignoring a call to action? What is it that you're not doing? Let's get 3 cards for them and it might become clear. So this could be someone that you are thinking about, someone that you're actively dating, or someone that's coming in the future. It looks like you're actively dating already, but let's see. The nine of wands reversed. Okay. The Nine of Wands upright is the wounded warrior. It's someone that has fought and fought and fought and fought and fought and fought to make something work. Okay, obstacles, delays, challenges, things that have to be constantly overcome. When it's upright, it's someone who's prepared to keep on going. When it's reversed, we're dropping the burdens. That's a choice. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. 9 is like near the end of a cycle. 10 would be the end. So they've got most of the way through and they're like, no, thank you. Not doing it anymore. It's too hard. There we go. So we've got closure with the Death card. Major Arcana for Scorpio. King of Cups reversed. So someone who's very upset, very, distressed, over emotional. Queen of Cups reversed. Someone upset, very emotional. So that's the divine pair. Matching pair, matching suit. king and a queen, and the 8 of Pentacles, and look, the 8 of Cups reversed. So there was a lot of work that went into trying to make a relationship work, a marriage work, and it's been very, very stressful for all involved. That's sad. That's a shame. The Emperor, someone's taken leadership. Aries energy, fire energy. After all that water, someone's like become so strong, so fiery, so solar plexus activated. They're taking back control. I just can't work out how this relates to you, because there's counterparts in that side of the reading in the same combination, which is quite unusual. It does happen, but rarely. So I don't know if this is just this person's story, or it's someone that you would like to reinvest in, and that's why you're recovering after a tough period with them. Or is this like this person's business and they're coming in for you in the future? Whoever it is showing up as an emperor now. They're showing up as all 4 kings. The King of Wands, you know, ambitious, goal-orientated, confident, almost arrogant, really. King of Cups in their feels, you know, very patient, very understanding, forgiving, an empath, nurturing. King of Pentacles, you know, solid provider, someone who works hard, spends hard, enjoys to provide for others, provide for themselves, have a nice home. The King of Swords, intelligent, intellectual, a fantastic speaker, you know, silver-tongued. This person has got it all, whoever this is. See, if they were getting divorced or something, I would see it as the 10 of Pentacles reversed, or the Page of Pentacles reversed, or the 9 of Pentacles upright. I don't see that. I don't see a separation. I see either 2 people fighting for a connection to reinvigorate it, or someone that's about to meet someone who has been fighting for a connection and let go of it. But the 8 of Cups is reversed, so that's like refusing to walk away from it. I think the story is, let's get 3 for the outcome. If the 3 of Cups comes out, it could be third party. Let's see what comes out in the outcome, because I've told you what my ideas are, what my thoughts are so far. Spirit will push me in a direction now. The King of Wands reversed with the 5 of Swords reversed. Let's get 2 more. The Hermit reversed. It's really sad, guys. What I'm seeing is like two people that are just devastated that the connection's coming to an end, and they're both really trying to reinvigorate it and bring it back to life. And then we've got this Judgment reverse, and I was like, well, how's that following a Knight of Pentacles? And then we've got the King of Wands reverse, which is like feeling weak, like not wanting to argue anymore. The Hermit reversed, major for Virgo, but it's about the answers lying within us. And someone needs to do shadow work. So I feel like there's a refusal to give up on something on both parts, and yet maybe the right thing is to let it go. It's really sad. Like, if that's the story, that's really sad, isn't it? But sometimes love isn't enough. If you want different things, sometimes being in love isn't enough. What have we got here? This is weird how this has come out. We've got the Queen of Swords now, which is a divorce card, and that's sort of hanging in the balance. And we've got that with the Two of Wands is the challenge. The Five of Wands. Let's say Two of Wands reverse. Let's do them this way. Five of Wands upright, conflict. It could be internal, like I've got mixed feelings about what to do here. I'm confused. Or I'm arguing with other people about what to do. Leaving the past behind, getting out of our head, walking forwards despite the fear. Oh, this is so pain. This is really not nice. This is like, do we let this marriage go? This marriage or this very serious commitment together, do we let it go? Because that's making me want to burst into tears. That's really sad. It's like giving me PTSD from like a past situation where you both you love each other, but ultimately it has to end because there's something you want and there's something they want and it doesn't align, and it's so sad. It's something that can't, it's not possible for you to proceed. It's paths that are taking you away from each other. It's not nice. I don't like it. Attached to my ex. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, and or spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection. I'm sorry. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. Okay. So this person could still be married, but it's like technically married. Like they've not completed a divorce. And you're like wanting to invest in them. But it's like they haven't done their shadow work yet. Perhaps they've been delaying, the ending because they're genuinely like gutted about it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get them, but it's like right person, wrong time. Let's keep going. Yeah, see that's why it was really hard to like read this one. It looks like you've met someone because you're showing up as a page, not a page, a knight. See, that's like a single person that's met someone where, two people are splitting, and it's actually like really upsetting for this person. Like when your heart's breaking, and you know that it's probably over with someone, your heart isn't available yet because it belongs to that other person still. So even if you logically know that it's done with, you are not in a frame of mind to be actively pursuing anyone else yet. And it's not that you aren't becoming single and you're a liar or anything like this, but it takes time. This takes time to play out, and it could be a case of right person, wrong time. I think we should see other people that they could be, like pulling back a little bit, and they could be like trying to create space because they need some periods alone, and they might not be good company, but it's like a sort of grieving that's going on and trying to process the shock, the sadness. You don't want to do that in the company of someone and trying to woo someone and try to date someone whilst you're grieving for something else. It doesn't work like that, does it? It's like one happens and then the next one happens. It's a step-by-step process. It's not linear. Let's get confessions. It sucks if this is your situation. Let me take you out on a date. What? What? They know that you're someone to date, okay? They know that you're attractive. They know that you are a serious contender because you're a Knight of Pentacles. But they have a lot going on right now. They have a lot going on, okay? What's the nature of this connection? Patience. Some things still need to be dealt with for this connection to manifest. Yeah, it's messy, guys, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. It's just, it's really like up to you, isn't it? You know, if you think this person is like someone to be with and they're showing up as an empress, so they're very high value, you may think, well, that's fine. I will wait. Like, I don't think about anyone else at night. I don't think about anyone else in the day. I'm not going anywhere. And actually, that's healthy, isn't it? For someone to process and finish processing what they've come out of shows that they're not a jerk. It shows that it's a good person. I'm from near Liverpool. Can't you tell? I'm just joking about my accent because it's very strong. No, I don't show my face because I don't want my students to find me. Oh, healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So it doesn't mean it's all of that. It could be one of those things. No, I'm not single. Yeah, I don't say that. I don't think they're getting over anything toxic. I think they're just healing sadness, you know, because there's an ending and it's a significant one. Should we see what they... I don't know if I want to dig into their past because I don't think there's anything negative there. It just looks like, you know, one of those things where the contracts come to an end. I'm not going to dig. I'm not going to. I don't think we need to do that. I think if you're patient, the cards are telling us that they're going to ask you out on a date. So let's see if we can get any indication on when that's going to be. They're showing up as an Emperor upright. I think it's someone who's very high value. And they look like, as the King and Queen of Cups, they were very well matched, but they're very upset that it's over. It is, you know, looking like it's over, but it needs time. Okay, so in about 6 months, this person going to be feeling in a better frame of mind, you know, that a bit of time will have passed, different season, new routines will have been created, some distance will have happened, some water will have gone under the bridge. You know how it goes, like, let the dust settle, like, if you really care about someone, you're not going to go anywhere in 6 months, or you're going to be, like, thinking about them. Tell you what, time flies when you're working. It really does. For an Emperor, you know, you can definitely put this on the, you know, back burner for a bit. The consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up, so that we can include them in our reality. I think that's just about seeing the bigger picture, you know, there's a lot of different things going on. Often when we, you know, experience like a little bit of a road bump, we kind of make it about ourselves, or we think that it must be to do with us. But I think there's often a lot more going on in people's lives than what we're aware of. Not every time, but obviously when you're fairly newly into something with someone, or you've never quite got to having a full-blown relationship with them, and the timing isn't great, it is what it is, you know, like, you can't force someone to heal faster because it suits you. But how nice to be the person that picks them back up, you know, that gets them lit up and excited again. You know, let this play out naturally. Be patient, give it about 6 months. I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think you're going anywhere, you know. Hi, Jindriska. Where are you watching from? Which flag is that? Transformation. Transformation is brewing. Embrace change and harness its magic. Yeah, so we're consciously, you know, we've got some enlightenment about what's going on, about what this person's going through. So it's okay to consciously, you know, wait, be patient, allow transformation to happen. We're not going to try to control it or make it about ourselves. we know what's going on, okay? And that person deserves space to process fully what has happened to them, okay? So that's a kind of unconditional love when you care about someone truly, and you see them as high value. You want them to feel better. You want them to genuinely feel better. And you don't want them to feel better because you were a rebound to them. You want them to heal, okay, and to not be sad anymore. And then to meet you and continue something with you. So let them find their feet. Let them find their feet, make new patterns, new habits, new routines for themselves. And then they'll come find you. They will come and find you, trust me. Hi, May. Sagittarius in the building. Well, Sagittarius will be in about 2 minutes, so that's good timing. A magical encounter will change your life forever. Like that. A guardian spirit watches over you. Feel their presence. I've not had that one before. A wish upon a star will soon come true. Now that sounds like it could be this. Okay, that's beautiful. But if you've been asking for anything else, it could be that as well. A hidden truth will soon be revealed. Be open to it. That could be them saying, look, I need a bit of space. This is a bit like, you know, bad timing or whatever. Just allow it, okay? If you're good about it, people will miss you. A sacred ritual will bring you clarity and insight. That could be meditation, or whatever your processes are. Some people, you know, read tea leaves, don't they, or coffee grinds. Some people do sound baths and all kinds of stuff. Okay, but whatever your like little rituals are, it's going to give you some clarity, even if it's just to get out in. When I get out in nature, I don't know, it's the movement or the fact that I'm calming down. If I go swimming, my anxiety drops. I can think more clearly. I feel more optimistic about everything. I've definitely noticed before a walk in the woods, I can feel quite plagued by stuff. And then afterwards, like on my way back to the car, I'm like, yeah, everything's going to be totally fine. You know, and it's just weird how like a change of environment and that physical movement, I mean, it does physically do stuff for your brain. It knits the left and the right side of the brain together, so your logic and your problem solving and your creativity are mixing together, so it does calm you down, rebalance you. And then you're obviously getting fresh air, you know, more oxygenated air, more light. Natural sound, you know, pure sound in the woods, leaves rustling, water trickling, negative ions from fresh water sources. You know, it's very important to put yourself around that, because we cut ourselves off from all that stuff that we need as a part of the animal kingdom. I'm definitely getting out in nature this weekend, 100%. 0707 compromise. How interesting, because that's what we're kind of being called to do, isn't it? For this person's sake, we've got to let them have their time and their space to heal and dignity and to be upset and to process everything. We can't force them to be, you know, chivalrous and charming and in a good mood and wooing us, or, you know, getting all done up for a day to make themselves vulnerable when they're trying to heal from process something, you know, really sad that's happening to them. It's not really fair. Self-awareness, forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity, and freedom. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. Okay, so do let this person, if they ask for space, let them have it, you know, let things go on pause. It's not great timing for them. But in 6 months from now, you know, if you act with dignity, if you're gracious about stuff, I don't know why professionalism came up, but think about how you deal with a problem in work. You're not going to have a tantrum. You know, you're going to think, well, how does this make me come across? What response can I give that's showing willing, that's showing professionalism? I'm not going to have a tantrum. I'm not going to moan about something. I'm not going to complain about something. I will nod and I will smile. And I'll be submissive as my superiors expecting me to. Okay, and then you come across in the best possible light, don't you? So how you deal with stuff like this is like showing this person what a gem you are. You know, if you're arsey about it or whatever, they're going to be like, oh, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, because they haven't got like the kind of capacity to think about someone else's feelings right now. Like, they just really need this. So you're kind of showing yourself up if you are like bad about it. Do you know what I mean? But you could also be impressing them and making them think really good things about you if you deal with it in a way that's gracious, you know. What do you call it? There's a phrase for it, isn't there? When you like accept a loss or a defeat with like dignity. When you sort of bow out from something, but you like very sportsmanlike about it, or you're very gracious, dignified, professional. People don't forget that. Subtle things like that are noticed more sometimes. The moon's whisper, listen in the quiet guidance within. The answers you seek are already within you. Okay, so really, you know what needs to happen. Okay, I hope this resonates with some people. If it's not your story, it's not your story. Spirit just tries to help people that need it the most, okay, when they need it the most. If it does resonate, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. If it doesn't resonate, maybe you can cross-watch and watch the sign of your person, okay? But hopefully it did. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense, and then a week later it does, or something like that. Oh, I'm so happy I get to work at that school. That's guaranteed work until the summer. And you know that I've been waiting for my CRB to come. There was like delays with it, delays. Oh, you know, seriously panicking about money, and then my luck's turned around. This just came out of nowhere when it seemed like everything was dire. So there you go. You know, I always preach like to not panic, don't I? But I tell you what, gets hard not to. Just having a look at your messages, May. You're dealing with a Sagittarius. Or your Sagittarius dealing with an Aquarius. Okay. Little contact. It's pulled away so much when everything's going great. Then he started fighting all the time. I wonder if he still has feelings. Okay, let's see what comes out for Sagittarius. Could really do some water. It's that time of year where like the heating's on, and like I've got the humidifier on to try and put moisture back in the air, because in the morning you've got the blowers on in the car to try and heat it up. You got the heating on in the house, everything's so dry, and then my asthma medication dries out my airways as well, and it's like I'm just gasping. I am gasping this time of year. Got like nosebleeds and stuff, it's horrible. I need to be in a tropical climate where it's moist. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius' highest good. How is Sagittarius feeling? How is Sagittarius feeling in this third week of October 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Sagittarius is feeling first of all, please. Okay, so in the challenge position, we've got the Ace of Wands. Now, you're hoping for a rebirth, I think, of a connection, because I take the Page of Wands as someone you've never gone out with before, like a new person. But when it's the Ace of Wands, it's something we really want, and the universe is giving us like some good luck. You see the mountains in the background, these are obstacles, these are challenges to overcome. So this great passion, great determination is something we really want, but it's not going to be easy, and then that's why I take it more as a rebirth rather than a new connection. This is in the challenge. Let me just get some water because I'm like squeaking like a mouse. I'm not going to make it. Okay, got my water. Okay, so we're hoping for a rebirth, a second chance, another go around with an existing person. Why is everything a challenge? Oh my God. Right, we've got the Knight of Cups, the Empress, and the 3 of Wands. The Knight of Cups is someone that's really focused on one person in particular, you know, like it has to be Romeo, it has to be Juliet, there's no one else. They're in active pursuit of that person. The Empress is someone that attracts, okay? They do not chase. This is someone who is abundant. They can create from zero as many times as they need to. You know, it's like the light is just shining out of her. Like there's wheat fields behind her, there's orchards, she's picking fruit. This is a very abundant person. This person will be fine no matter what relationship they leave behind, no matter what place, company, organization, country. Yes, they'll have an empty wheat field to start with, but then they'll sow their seeds and then that wheat will grow and they will harvest. Okay, this is someone that knows they have the knowledge, they have the creativity, they have the problem solving skills, they can reform themselves, so they will always attract abundance. Abundance is them, they are abundance. Okay, so it doesn't mean things are easy for them, but they'll always be able to come back from the lowest points. Okay, the Three of Wands is the stage after the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is a planning phase. It's when we've decided what it is that we want and now we're going to put it into action. We're taking action towards what we want. This is the challenge. There's a person that I want. Am I enough? How do I make it happen? It's unusual for an Empress to go towards someone that they love, you know? Unless you're seeing them as the Empress. Remember, this is just your cards, okay? So this is how you're feeling. The scales are not balanced, okay? The love is reversed. So if this were upright, they're basically saying the same things. It's reciprocal. It's mutual, okay? Each person is in love with the other. They view them as a soulmate. That is the major arcana for Gemini. The Lovers is when you've signed a soul contract in the 5D and you believe that you're now playing it out in the 3D and that you just feel at home with one another. You're like the twins, you know, Gemini, the twins. The scales, like the Six of Pentacles, is increments of time, money and energy, and each person is putting in the same. So 3 and 3. It's very even, you know, 6 is an even number. So with those both being reversed, it says that one person feels a soul connection and the other doesn't. And this is the perception. And the scales are not balanced. Someone's not putting in the same time, money or energy, or all of those things, you know. It's unfair, it's unjust, it's unbalanced. Let's get their feelings, because you know what you feel and why. Right, so they've got the Six of Cups reversed with the Nine of Swords reversed. The Six of Cups upright would be a soul connection, something that fills us with nostalgia, you know, many years of good memories, or it could relate to someone that we feel at home with because they feel like someone we've known for a long time, even if we haven't. When it's reversed, it could feel like either this person recognizes this is hard to say, but they recognise you as not a soulmate, or the soulmate contract has come to an end. If the Nine of Swords were upright, this would be a lot of anxiety, not being able to sleep, sleepless nights. That's reversed, so they've kind of like stopped worrying about it. Let's get other cards, because that's just what it looks like for now with the Six of Cups reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed. See, the Queen of Wands upright is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, heavy Sagittarius energy. This is someone who's action orientated, they're goal orientated, they like to create goals and go for them, the archer. Oh, it's not your major arcana, but it's you, really. It's your kind of energy, like fire, like going for what you want, aim and shoot. It's a person who's adventurous, a person who's confident and very good looking. Solar plexus activated, when it's reversed, so the opposite of being ambitious is, I don't know what word you would use, like unambitious. The opposite of confident is unconfident, or it could be overconfident, overambitious. So I'm not sure which way it's accented, but it's a negative version of the Queen of Wands. So someone's either lost their libido, lost the fire in their engine, or they're being overbearing to the point of like, it's too much, you know what I mean? Like they're pushing everyone around. So it's that fieriness. The fire could be put out, or it could be like raging like an inferno. I don't know which way it is. Okay, there's a fire's definitely out here. This person's devastated. They're in grief. Okay, so it's not that they didn't feel that it wasn't a soulmate connection. It's that they feel like they've lost it. They feel like they've lost a soulmate. And they're in grief. The Five of Cups is a person wearing all black, that is like stooped, like devastated, terrible posture. They're just inconsolable, like, the other kind of form of grief is when someone's died. This is how you feel at the end of a love connection. So they wouldn't feel this way if they weren't asked, would they? This is someone that feels like they've lost a soulmate. This person feels like they've lost a soulmate, and it's probably causing them to be like, they could be losing their temper at times, they could be angry. I know that's like, sounds like it's really switched, but it's hard to read these before you get the rest of the cards out. Let's get 3 for the outcome. We're going to get messages, we're going to clarify, we're going to dig, okay, what is going on with this person and why. Don't worry. He lost his mum. Oh my goodness, that's awful. I don't even know how, like, yeah, I don't want to think about that because that's not happened to me yet. Sorry. The Four of Swords reverse. So this is a restless energy. The Four of Swords, when it's upright, is someone who's taking much needed respite. So when you feel like you need a break, you take one. This person's not doing that, so they could be keeping themselves busy to try not to think about things, or they could just not be able to relax. You know, like when you feel exhausted, but you can't calm down, like you can't emotionally come down from the upset. That's really sad. So you really want this, Sagittarius. But you're like, I don't get why I'm not getting, you know, reciprocity from them. Don't forget, we can't get the same cards more than once. There's only one of each card in a 78 card tarot deck. So sometimes they're similar, like, cards, but it's the same feeling or mindset. They feel like they've lost their soulmate. Okay, it's made them depressed. They could have a lack of ambition, lack of passion. They're in grief, sadness, loss, regret. Someone could have actually died, like someone just said. They could actually be grieving. Obviously, that's not going to be everyone's situation. Let's get two more for the outcome. So there's a restless energy. This person is very unsettled, and you are probably very unsettled as well. Ten of Wands reversed. The Ten of Wands upright is making it to the end of a chapter where it's just been an absolute slog. Challenges, obstacles, delays, just a fucking nightmare, to be honest, like all the way through. And then you get to the end of the cycle. When it's reversed, it's like I've done that for most of it, but now I just can't. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is a choice to drop the burdens. I don't know if it's you or them. I mean, let's see. I was going to say, I don't think it's you, because you're kind of like wanting a rebirth. Maybe they're just like not capable of this right now. Okay, and then what? Then it's positive again in the end of the outcome. So someone's dropping the burdens, they're restless, but then we've got the Eight of Wands, which is progress, fast action, progress, fast communication. The Seven of Cups, which is being at a crossroads. It's fantasizing about what you want for yourself next. And then the King of Cups upright, being in your feels, feeling romantic, feeling wistful, being patient, being optimistic, being an empath, being understanding, like unconditional love vibes, like. They're definitely going, like, they're going through something, and in some cases you may know what that is, and in others you may think it's about you, and maybe it isn't, maybe it is, but it's interesting, like, it's interesting the outcome, isn't it? Let's get messages from them, because this is a conundrum. These are no contact messages. But in any case, even if you were in frequent contact, it's what they would say to you. Father wounds. My father is a big influence on my behaviour now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine masculine energy within me and externally. people's self-image is very much impacted by stuff that happened to us as a child, things that people have said. Maybe we've got abandonment issues because we lost our parent, you know, at a young age or in a way that was traumatic, very sudden. Even if you know, lose a parent when you feel like it's way before you should have, you know, there's a sense of people always leave, or that person should have been there for me for many more years. You know, it's still traumatic. It's still as traumatic than if you were like an infant. They're not sure how they come across or how they measure up when being the head of a household or the divine masculine. If they're female, you know, they may have father issues, like they may be seeking out that fatherly love, or really in dire need of, you know, a male role model. Where it says it's a big influence on my behaviour, their reactions to things are not going to fit the normal template, okay, compared with when you've had a fairly standard upbringing and you know your father and you know your mother and you have a fairly good relationship with them. This person does not react to situations. Their coping mechanisms could be unusual. They may create distance between the two of you when it makes more sense to open up and share and support one another. They could run away or hide or evade and create distance. So unfortunately, that is a pattern that's probably been going on for years, and they may do it with other people that they know. It's not like a you thing. It's like, this is what I do. This is me. Like, this is what I do to people, like friends, family. There's a lot of insecurity. What's the nature of this connection? Pay attention to signs. The synchronicities you've been noticing are not coincidences. I wonder if you're like going to help this person to kind of recognize their own behaviors. Because that kind of suggests that this is, it's not saying pay attention to red flags. Like it's kind of unhealthy coping mechanisms or unhealthy reactions to, you know, over the top reactions to, or you know, strange ways of responding to certain obstacles that come up in life that, you know, anyone would be upset over. But it's like to do what you're doing is like counterproductive, because then we can't come together. It creates problems for me, and then I get mad at you, so you've got more problems. And it's like, we should be coming together. Synchronicities, it's like, suggest this, you know, this is not like accidental. It's not separate to, I don't know, like you've got some sort of purpose when it comes to this person. Let's get some more. You might tell this person like a bit about, you know, their toxic ways, bad habits, things that are really, it is toxic, because whether they mean it to be or not, it's still having that effect. And it's detrimental to maintaining a good, healthy relationship. So if you think about it, it is toxic behaviour. Doesn't mean they're a terrible person, but it's something to work on. We're just in the middle of Sagittarius. I have so much desire for you. Oops, sorry. I would take that as an Ace of Wands. You know, like this person, they have a lot of passion for you, but unfortunately, like, it's like an off switch, you know, like if something traumatic happens or they start to panic or they feel unsafe or finances are terrible or, you know, they feel like the job's under threat or whatever makes you feel unsafe in 2025, the panic system, you know, like the coping mechanism that's not healthy kicks in, and it's like the switch goes off for like considering you or coming together with you to sort out. It's like, okay, alert, alert, danger, and then whatever weird behavior they do clicks in, and it's quite an automatic thing, and they may be aware that they do it, but they might not be able to stop. At least they think they can't stop. But I would say if it's going to inhibit a healthy relationship, you've got to tell them. You've got to tell them that you're not, you know, prepared to like someone not talking to you for weeks at a time that's not maintaining a relationship in a way that's healthy. If they get quiet for a day or two, maybe that's something you can handle. But then, like, going into a deep, deep dive, like closing the drapes in their man cave and hiding for weeks on end, or, you know, if you don't live together, like, you don't hear from them for weeks, that's just going to be such an emotional toll on you. You're going to be, like, devastated, you know? So that's not something we can just let slide. We're going to have to force them to work on it. What people do when they have anxiety about going outdoors is they tend to try occasionally to do things like that and take baby steps, because if you don't do anything, the fear just stays or grows. But if you try to overcome your fears in small ways and take baby steps, it kind of like you realize afterwards, I was okay, that was actually all right. So that's kind of what I would do with this person and say, look, it's a non-negotiable. Like, I'm prepared to finish this if I can't get more regular contact from you. I don't want to oversimplify it because it is a deep trauma for them. It's a pattern that's very difficult for them to break because it's gone on for a lifetime. This person, you could be middle-aged or older. If you've been in their life for a while, they'll know that you're not shallow. They'll know that you care about them. And if they've done this a few times and they come back again and you're still there, even if it's hurt you and you're falling out with them, but you're still there, they know you care about them more than a bit, okay? It's unconditional love by this point, but like I had to say to my person, like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not having you disappear for weeks at a time, because that's not a healthy relationship. So I just have to say no if that's what you're going to do. And he stepped it up like straight away. Because I could see like old patterns coming back in. I think the issue is to do with this, so I'm not going to get what happened in a previous relationship. I think this is like you and them and then their issues, so I'm not going to dig into that. Let's get these other clarification cards. Wedding rings, the chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. What were we saying? This person is so afraid of being alone. They feel like people leave. People always leave. Wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Divorce, experiencing a breakup. So for some of you, this person going through a divorce at the moment. Let's get confessions from them, because I didn't do that. I love your sense of humour. That's really cute. I like that. Oops, I've just knocked a load of cards on the floor. You won't believe how many like tarot decks and oracle decks I've got. It's ridiculous. Just looking to see what I can get you. Let's say that if this person's been distant, when are they going to kind of come to their senses and have dialogue with you about this? No need to hurry. Refocus and stop waiting for it. Let them come back to you. Okay. They're going through some sort of cycle of behavior, but when they do come back, don't be afraid to create boundaries. I think that's really important for your own sake. This person needs to hear like what they're doing is not conducive to a healthy relationship. It's not gonna. You can flirt with someone all you like. You can sleep with someone. You can tell them what your intentions are for the future. But if you keep disappearing, that does not, it's not conducive to creating a future with someone or maintaining what you've already created with them. Doesn't matter how good looking you are, how good you are in bed, if you are not showing up for someone when they need you, if you are not someone that you can, if someone cannot hold on to you when they're having a tough time, if you're not reliable for them, like if they're not reliable for you, yeah, it's like you're trying to walk and it feels like the ground's falling beneath you. Like it doesn't feel like you can rely on this person. So how are you gonna like have a relationship with them? I've literally had that experience, and I think at the time, a couple of years ago when I said it, I just think that person was in such a bad way. They did hear it, they heard it, but they weren't able to respond to it in the way that I was looking for. This time around, they've changed their circumstances. There is some pressure off, but then they've got different problems now, and it's relating to the same thing. But this time when I've said, look, I can't do what happened last time, and they lost me, for a good long period, like a year and a half, and we never thought we were going to see each other again. We both came back together. I've told him I've started to see the same pattern, and I'm not doing it. That would be the end. That would be it, and he knows it. So he's really tried to like work on it, despite. He's definitely been trying to work on mental health and how he responds to stress. you do need to protect yourself and create boundaries if you feel that someone's just not, you know, what they're doing is over and above the expected, like couple of days being quiet. If it's like 2 weeks and you've heard nothing, what's that? I'm not a colleague that you can't be arsed with. I'm not a distant acquaintance. I'm the person you're seeing. So I deserve more than 2 weeks of silence. Like, what are you on about? You know, don't accept stuff like that of people. Focus your energy. Your intentions hold great power. Roots. Connect with your roots. Ancestral wisdom guides you. Ancestral wisdom makes me think of, like, this could be something that's happened to your ancestors, you know, like your mother, your mother's mother, your father, your father's father. Ancestral wisdom is like, you know, talk to people around you, because these things will have happened. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. And sometimes it really helps to, like, ask people who are older. They don't even have to be relatives, but just life experience is so helpful. People have been through these things before, you know. Focus your energy. Your intentions hold great power. Don't spend, you know, like all of your time being down about this. Find the inner fortitude and the inner strength to compartmentalize it. So this is this person's issues. You hold unconditional love for them. You just want them to heal, okay? You just want them to feel better. If time away from you, not because you're the problem, but they need space to contemplate what they're going through and what their negative patterns are, and have therapy, or, you know, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to a GP, talk to a counsellor, talk to occupational health. It's probably affecting like every aspect of their life, affecting their ability to go to work and earn money and perform, you know, like, whilst this is unpacking itself and it's only stuff they can do, you can tell them, you can call them out on the stuff that they're doing, you can lay down the law, you know, when it's time to, when it's necessary to. But at a certain point, you can say, Spirit, I just really want, angels, I really want you to help this person, because they're suffering. It's a person that's suffering, and even if it means that they're not going to be with me, I just want them to not suffer anymore. That's unconditional love, and that can only be a good thing, to wish that for someone, to ask your angels to intervene. We've all got a spirit team up there, and they can't intervene unless we ask them for help. And you're very welcome to ask them for help for yourself and for others. That's such a nice thing to do. Meanwhile, if you focus on your body, focus on your money, focus on your finding balance, you know, like find balance, find a way to enjoy hobbies or things that you've always wanted to do, plan holidays, try to keep a balance, because this is not easy for you. This isn't easy for you, and it's not something you get to, you're not the captain of the ship, do you know what I mean? It's their work, it's their shadow work to do. Your part is probably to be like a lighthouse and kind of reflect to them where the boundaries are. But you can't take the helm of that ship and steer it for them. Oh my god, such a good metaphor. That's such a good metaphor. Come on, guys. Let's get you some more like cards for you, because this is mainly for you and it's all about them at the moment, and that's the problem. romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. I think to love someone unconditionally, to love someone that much that you just want them to be happy and to be healed. And when I say happy, I don't mean ecstatic. It's not really the best word, but I just mean to not be distressed anymore. You just want this person to not be in deep distress anymore. Like, that is romantic. That is unconditional love. That's beautiful. You know, and I know that that person really appreciates me for the journey that we've had, which has not been an easy one. They've opened up to me more than they've opened up to anyone in their, like, in their life and their past middle age. So people don't forget. People do not forget the space that you give in them, you know, the well-meaning, the nice wishes, the patience, the forgiveness. They don't forget. So it's not time wasted. It's not time wasted, even if you have long periods apart. There's probably a lot going on that is being done. Practical things are being changed. Therapy sessions are being attended, or they're talking to people that they know about this situation between you and them and about their life, their past. There will be much more going. You'll feel like it's stuck, like there's nothing happening, like nothing's changing, or you don't have a clue what's going on. It's stressful. But in reality, stuff's happening all the time. You know, just them and their own thoughts is like them processing and healing. So it's not time wasted. If you continue to live in a way that you're denying or running away from problems, trying to keep all the plates spinning and keep up a facade on Facebook and keep up a facade in work, and that's time wasted. If you're not going to therapy, if you're not talking to anyone, if you're not taking time to reflect, that is time wasted. Does that make sense? Stellar wisdom. The answers you seek are already written in the cosmos. Trust the wisdom within and around you. You're going to know what to do, like, in each moment. You know, at some point, you've got to create boundaries. At other points, it's okay to forgive. Especially if someone seems to have had some sort of epiphany and they've opened up and they've, like, shared deep kind of skeletons in their closet, deep secrets that they don't share with people. That is them being incredibly vulnerable because they value you and they trust you. So in that case, forgiveness is allowed. If someone started to, you know, fall into patterns that are really out of order, that's when you need to put boundaries in. So you've just got to judge it at the time, but you'll know what to do. Let's get you some good fortune cards. A forgotten spell will bring you unexpected blessings. So you could have, like, manifested previously and said, this is what I really want. And that could have been up to a year ago or more. And it's going to come in, or you could have asked for help, you know, for this person, or for things just to improve in some way. It could be nothing to do with this, and it could be, you know, you asked for kind of better luck with work, or I don't know. but it's going to come in, okay? A mystical revelation will bring you clarity, okay? So at some point, you're going to realise what this is all about, what it's all for, that it's not disaster. It's all part of a process. You've triggered healing in someone. Maybe it's your job to tell them, you know, that they're being toxic, create boundaries and force them into some sort of like deeper healing, which they've avoided for decades, you know. Oh, I don't know why. I don't think that was one of ours. It was just the wrong way. Okay, these ones wanted to come out. I didn't have a choice about these ones. 999. Release. Balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you're experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? One, 4, high vibes. Divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, higher calling. Love or other happiness lurks just around the corner. It will be something much better than in your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity, an exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. So remember when it said like something that you've manifested, like a forgotten dream, something you've asked for previously is going to, look, good fortune, 1331. Advice, comfort, major change, individuality and independence. Have faith in your skills and talents as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favour. That is really nice. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. (2020) compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, and renewal. It is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct. But it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. Is there anything that you like that you've been thinking about doing where it comes to helping people, like a side hustle, setting up a business, a charity, a channel? Or even like it doesn't have to be necessarily that you're doing it as a business to make money, but you know, when you create like an association or a society, like I'm part of Heswell Artists Association, you know, it's a really nice like sense of community. I get to be with like-minded people who love art. I've bought some art. I've never gone into an art shop and thought that's a painting that I can't leave here. I went to this artists association, which is in my local village. Most people were older, you know, they were like well retired, well into retirement, and the artwork was beyond belief. I've never seen anything like that on Portrait Artist of the Year or, you know, anything where they're bigging people up on TV. This was superior, and it was just, it's so lovely to be around like-minded people. So you may be someone that sets up a group or a club or a society, an association. But you may end up making money kind of as a byproduct of that. Usually, when you're trying to help people, you know, you end up making money from it, but that's not why you're doing it. That's come out a few times for you. Be happy knowing that there's good stuff waiting just around the corner for you. It's coming. You've got significant change. You know, like this is the end of a chapter that's been hard and difficult. Significant change, some sort of talent that you've got, you could make a lot of money from. But generally, you've got a reason to kind of be happy very, very soon, okay? Whether that's love or career or both. Sometimes it's not just like, sometimes your career is your vocation, or you find a passion that you make money from, but you love it because it's your passion, and like you wouldn't have it any other way. Like, because you're doing it, it doesn't feel like a job. Like my friend has a studio and he's a potter, you know, so he teaches people how to throw pottery, how to hand build. He's now got a hub where he's got, you know, people where they come to put their art. He's got like an art installation. He's having people come to make jewellery. He knows like local places where you can go to use like kilns, and like he loves what he does. Like he absolutely loves it. And you know that I love tarot, but you can find something that you enjoy and you love it, and you can make money from it if you're not already. Even if you have to have a crossover period where you're doing something that makes the money for now, you don't really like, that's quite mundane or labor intensive, but you've got, you know, you've got this other thing that you've discovered, and just the fact that you've discovered it is just like making you thrive. Anyway, I've gone on about that loads, but that's your message heavily in here. And then, yeah, like luck, career success. There's a reason to be happy very soon, okay? Like the bad times they're not here forever. It's coming to an end. Okay, take care, Sagittarius. I hope that helped. Hope it resonated. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost. Hype the channel for me. Support the channel, share it with people who you feel like are going through the same thing and they're this sign. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to do Capricorn and then I'm going to call it a night because I've got work early in the morning. So let's get these cards put away and we'll go on to Capricorn. I'll do Aquarius and Pisces tomorrow night. I know that it's not nice to think that you're going to be apart from someone for a while, but I must say, my life, I received balance immediately after this person was apart from me for a long time, because, you know, otherwise you're just kind of riding their roller coaster. See, the benefit of, like, obviously you miss them terribly, but the benefit is like you regain balance. If you're at a point where you are kind of having to distance yourself from this person for a significant period while they sort themselves out, it's very hard, but it's unconditional love for them. And you regain, like, there isn't these crazy ups and downs, crazy highs and lows. It's just like, oh, peace, like calm. Like, you can put a foot down and you know it's not going to go through the floor. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not walking a tightrope and waiting for the thing to just fall down, because that's what it feels like when you're going out with someone who's emotionally imbalanced and has like these really strange reactions when there's a problem. You can't get your footing, can you? Enjoy the stability. Right. Capricorn. Let's have a good shuffle. What time are we on? 21:25. Spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this third week of October 2025? I don't know why I want to say December. In October 2025, with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in. 3 cards of how Capricorn's feeling, first of all. The Emperor. I was going to like put that one back in, but seeing as it's lifted itself up, we'll have a look. The Strength reversed. That's weird. Okay, so we've got the Emperor in the upright. This is Aries energy. You can see the ram heads in each corner of the throne. The Emperor is all 4 kings, okay? This is boss energy. This is the Emperor. This is someone in charge of the empire, leadership. The highest status in the tarot deck, all 4 kings, okay? They have the intelligence of a King of Swords, the patience of a King of Cups, the finances of a King of Pentacles, and the determination of a King of Wands. You know, this is someone who's superior, so you know you're welcome for the ego boost, Capricorn. With the Strength reversed, you could feel like your emotions are difficult to control at the moment, or there's a need to be emotionally strong and we're not managing it. Don't take this one like if it doesn't make any sense. It was just that it sort of like was working its way off and I didn't want to not look at it, but you got the Emperor upright, so you're sitting in your power, okay? Someone who is high value, someone who's established, a hard worker, someone who tries to be patient, someone who's a solid provider. Someone who's well aware of their responsibilities. They don't make moves on a whim. Everything's planned. Everything is strategic, okay? The Hanged Man, I haven't seen this for a while. See, the Hanged Man, and it's upright, is someone who is open-minded, trying to see things from another perspective, making sure that they're not being stubborn about something. So that's quite a healthy energy. Yeah, they're turning themselves upside down so they can see things from another point of view. If it was the Hangman reverse, it'd be like very stubborn, like, well, it's my way or the highway. Like, no, this is what I think, and I'm not prepared to listen to anyone else. So, and you're coming across very good, Capricorn. That was weird, the way that came out. The Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands reversed. The Ten of Wands upright is getting to the end. It's a very stoic energy. When we've had like battle after battle after battle, obstacle after obstacle, you know, argument or conflict, delays, oh, it's giving this person a headache, you know. 10 is the end of a cycle where we've just seen it through and it was just hard. Like, it's hard work all the way through. When it's reversed, it's like we almost got to the end and then we went, screw it, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I choose not to continue with this. Whatever's very, very difficult and too problematic, I'm just going to choose to drop the burdens. It's not always good to be someone that stubbornly, pig-headedly pushes through with something. If it's too hard, maybe we need to stop and reassess. Maybe we need to look for another way. You know, maybe we need to work smarter, not harder. Maybe this is just too difficult because it's not right. It's not always a good idea to keep, you know, butting heads with something. So that looks like that's the conclusion you came to. Okay, okay, this is the other person's cards. So it could be someone that you're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in the future. Let's look at this one first. They've got the 9 of Cups in the reverse. So this is a person that's not happy. It's not about anyone else's happiness. It's about their happiness. This person is not content. Their cups are not full. This is about their personal satisfaction, their personal feelings. Like, how are they feeling about life right now? They're not feeling good. And the challenge is it's about stability. It's about reciprocity. It's about the end goal of building up towards the 10 of Pentacles. They feel like something's really unfair, unjust. There's no balance. They want to come out from the cold. They want to take action. They don't feel like something's being equal when it comes to the 10 of Pentacles. That's lasting generational wealth. That's when two people put their incomes together, their savings together, their assets together, and they create money for their children and their children's children. You know, we've got this tree with the roots, and, you know, it's this sense of like, wow, there's money and money and money because we're a team, we work together, we've created over many years like this stability and this abundance for anyone that needs it from us. It's the end goal, the end game. So if someone wants to come out from the cold, they want to take action. It's to undo this lack of reciprocity when it comes to building like for the future and obtaining lasting generational wealth. See, that's what they're unhappy about. They don't feel contented because this isn't sorted. This isn't sorted. Okay, because you're showing up as the Emperor, upright, they're showing up as the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, this is someone who's very anxious, very upset, overwhelmed. They could be annoyed or resentful, you know, negative emotions, overwhelmed. They could just be really worried, or it could be making them depressed. When this card's upright, it's someone that's very emotionally like calm. You know, they're a cool cucumber, they're a duck. The feet could be going beneath the surface of the water, but from what we can see, they're calm, you know. They're under the same pressure as everyone else, but they prefer to absorb it rather than project it onto people or, you know, reflect it back at people. They will absorb it. It's a very nice person, like an empath, like someone that's calm. You feel calm around them. You know, they're very forgiving, patient, understanding, all the good stuff. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. When it's reversed, they're either cold and detached and they're not in tune with their emotions, or their emotions are out of control. Like they could be depressed, crying, feeling, you know, resentment. Like a lack of forgiveness would be resentment, wouldn't it? Bitterness. I'm not saying it's all of that. It could be any of those things. And that kind of fits with the Nine of Cups reversed. So, yeah, this is really getting to this person, this lack of, like, the future's insecure, you know. The Nine of Pentacles is upright. So this person feels like they, as an individual, are very abundant. They feel like by themselves, they're in control of their finances. They have a lot to offer. They don't feel like they've had someone to achieve the Ten of Pentacles with, because whoever they've chosen in the past has let them down. They haven't been earning enough, or they've been someone who has debt or gambling or is irresponsible with shopping, or, you know, they've just not met like someone that steps it up and helps them to get to the Ten of Pentacles, like half and half. They're not looking for a gift horse. They're not looking for a cash cow. They're looking for someone who's just going to bring the same to the table as what they do. And they may have resigned themselves to the fact that they've not been looking in the right places, or they're just not going to look anymore and they're just going to rely on themselves. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Ace of Wands reversed. This could be someone that you're separating from. Or it could be, I say that because for me that's a rebirth card, and you're dropping the burdens because it's the Ten of Wands reverse. It's like, this is too difficult, it's been too challenging, and I'm not doing it anymore. So that could be you, and that could be your ex. It could be someone coming in the future that's leaving their past behind, but I just find it weird that it's in the outcome, because that would normally be the two of you, like your energy together. It'll make sense when we get more cards and then we get messages and clarification. got the Major Arcana for Aquarius with the Star card. Now that could be a healing card rather than wish fulfillment, because I don't see anyone kind of like having a happy time here. It's more like you're sitting in your power, taking leadership, and you're open-minded, but what you see as the answer is like, I've been pushing for something that just is working against me to like push for this. Like, it's not a good idea. It's too difficult and nothing should be that difficult. This person is saying there's a lack of balance when it comes to time, money, and energy. And I'm not getting to a point where I've got financial long-term stability. And they don't like that. That's really distressing for them. So they're kind of like going from this 10 of Pentacles mindset to 9 of Pentacles mindset, which is like a single energy, like I'm single and abundant, solo, like. So I wouldn't take this as wish fulfillment, I'd take it as healing on both sides. You could be two people going your opposite ways, okay? If this is resonating like that, that's what's happening. Otherwise, it's very odd. You might be picking up someone who's like, if you aren't dealing with anyone at the moment, you're sitting in your power and you got someone coming in that's single, they're unattached, they're doing well for themselves financially, and they're looking to, seriously like settle and create lasting generational wealth. Like they want to seriously invest, but like in a way that's fair and equal. King of Wands reversed. Again, that's like odd energy. It's like a lack of confidence or overconfidence, a lack of passion or too much passion which spills over into anger. It's a negative aspect of the King of Wands because when it's upright, we're kind of going for what we want, creating goals, making it happen. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You've got the Leo. You got the lion heads on the throne. I don't know what this like lizard means though. I have to look that up. I always look at that and I'm like, I don't know what that means. But it's the solar plexus being activated. This is someone who's confident, assertive, knows what they want, takes action. And it's very decisive action. It's not confused or on a whim. This is like, this was planned. This was like in the pipeline, and I'm taking action quickly. When it's reversed, it's either like a lack of control or domineering, a lack of passion or over passionate. I mean, we've got this lack of something we wanted coming together, healing, and it's made us like left us feel a bit weak, for a while. So maybe this is how they feel. You obviously felt something was too hard, so you may feel drained as well. It kind of sticking by your decision. Let's get no contact messages. Twin flame is coming out a lot. You activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in ways no one else could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. Oh. This person could have been overly focused on, setting up a life together. And what they need to do is become someone that's more independent, someone who enjoys being single and feels abundant by themselves. And it's not because, like, we don't deserve to be in love and make a life with someone, but sometimes people are putting too much on certain goals, certain milestones, and they're a bit eager to get there, or that's their sole focus, or, they're fairly happy, but their main happiness is in relationships. This person may be on a journey where they're finding their independence, a kind of independence that they never had before, where they feel balanced and complete without having any sort of interaction with romantic partners, or you can have like a year of celibacy that you've chosen where you just focus on like other stuff, build your career, like um invest in hobbies, like join societies, cross things off the bucket list, give more time to friends and family, whatever it is that you need to do to feel like a rounded person, so that it's not like such a focus, like I have to be in a commitment, or like I need a commitment in order to get to this position. There's something about it, it feels very financial, like it's to do with financial independence for this person. There will be something that you are healing from as well, the Capricorn, because twin flames, okay, you are runner chaser. So if they've been chasing you, you're a runner. They might learn to stop chasing and you might learn to stop running. So you might be someone that's got so used to your independence that you've been, you for so long, whether you've got children or multiple businesses or multiple properties, I don't know. You're a high value person, but the Emperor needs a confidant. The Emperor deserves to lay down the swords and the armor and climb down from the chariot and lie down and rest and let someone else take over sometimes. You haven't got to do everything by yourself. And this is very like Aries energy, like move out the way because I'll just do it myself. Maybe in this time apart, you'll realize that this person is somebody to be with, like you do enjoy and miss having a romantic connection. Or I'm just trying to spitball. I'm trying to just think of options, what it could be. I'm not saying this is what it is. They'll be working on something it looks to be their independence. You'll be working on something, it's twin. So you've met each other and you have a very magnetic connection. There will be like a lot of passion, but it will be emotionally loaded as well. So you'll feel like you have a psychic connection with this person. You can't stand to be away from them. There'll be a lot of drama. It'll be off and on. And then you'll have a significant period apart and you'll return to each other and you'll have both evolved in whatever area you needed to evolve in whatever area they needed to evolve in. you'll come back better positioned to have a relationship together that's healthy. It's far more profound than, you know, when you like meet someone, fall in love, and not to do it down, but you have quite a standard relationship and it leads to marriage and whatever and whatever. The twin flames is healing, it's deep healing inside. It could be wounds that have been there from very young. And you can go through entire marriages with people and be unhealed. So this is bigger than getting married or having a soulmate union with someone. This is twin flames. This is like, you could have been married 3 times, 4 times, and you haven't healed some wounds that are there, or some, I don't know, there's some sort of like work or deep lesson needs to be learned. And you could be someone that's been involved in many relationships, many marriages, or one marriage, or many, you know what I mean? And nothing is going to change you as much as this is going to. So it's very profound, very, very much destined, very much written in the stars. You won't be the same people after this, not at all. But you'll be better placed to come back together and have it. You know, what you get in the end is a healthy, hopefully a healthy relationship, considering you both do the work, on the proviso that you both do your own work. What's the nature of this connection, please? Oh my God. What? What the hell? This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. You're not going to be able to move on from them. It doesn't matter whether you're physically distant or there's no communication at all. You won't be able to get this person out of your head and out of your heart. That's wild. That's so cool. I love that. If I follow you, I could lose everything. When I see that, it's usually someone that's already married. And they're looking to go from being the 10 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. They're looking to withdraw from an existing scenario where they have a family. You can be an emperor and be a single person, you know? And maybe this person just... maybe they were already taken when you met each other, you know? But they're going to be making themselves single if they haven't already. I'm reading it as that because that's usually the card that comes out, and 5 is a number of change. And we did have the 10 of Pentacles, but if you met someone, Capricorn, and they're already married, they're already like seeing themselves as single because they genuinely haven't had a fair go. They haven't had like a good fair, equal, give and take in whatever they were in, okay? And sometimes people tell themselves like, oh, you know, it is fair, because they don't want to deal with the fact that it isn't, or, oh, that's what marriage is. And they don't want to deal with the fact that that isn't what marriage is, okay? Not a healthy one. Or, you know, everyone feels like bored, or everyone feels a kind of way, or fantasizes about being with someone else. No, they don't. Some people are very happily married. Of course, there's a possibility that you could be taken, but I don't see you leaving. Like, I would see the Eight of Cups, or I would see the Three of Swords, or I would see the Five of Cups, or I would see, do you know what I mean? I don't see you becoming a page or a knight. I think you're single. The Emperor could just mean you're someone that has lots of responsibilities, you're wise, you could be older, you could already have children, or be a homeowner, you know, like any of these things that show responsibility. Yeah, they could have already been taken when you met them. Let's get confessions from them. Some people happily cheat, but it's the minority. Like, most people just feel lonely from within a marriage, and they don't have the confidence to start the turmoil that's going to ensue, the drama, the legal fees, the debt. You know, it's an ordeal to end a marriage, and if there's children involved, to tell them. I know that because on here, this person feels a lack of reciprocity of time, money, and energy with the Six of Pentacles reversed. You know, they don't want to be in a sense of lack anymore. So that's about them just genuinely feeling unhappy. They could have had a shit, you know, a shit go with whoever they were with. I don't think people go looking for love either. I think it finds them. If you're happy in your marriage and you're fulfilled in your marriage, you're not going to just throw it away, or you like, you have to have been feeling a sense of lack for a long time to put everything on the line. You have to. There's no way you would risk everything you love and care about. You just wouldn't. So if you're an absolute scoundrel and you've got no morals and you're just a shitty person, you're probably some sort of narcissist or like sociopath or something, then yes, you could be like sleeping with your person and sleeping with other people. But that's like a section of people that are a law unto themselves. I feel like you can see right through me. Yeah, like it's your mirror soul, so you understand this person even without words. Like, you could have like a sort of psychic connection, and you could have opened up to each other once or on more than one occasion, and really said like about what it is that you want out of life, you know, like those kind of talks where it's like proper deep. Please don't spam questions. It's It's an all signs love reading, so you watch it, and if it resonates, that's great, but you don't put in questions. That's like what you do when you want a personal reading or a live Q&A where you get questions answered for a price. But this isn't a live Q&A, this is collective readings by zodiac sign. So they're general readings for people of the sign of Capricorn in this part of the session. Or if your person's a Capricorn and you're a cross watcher. I do want to see what went on in their last relationship. Because something wasn't balanced, something wasn't equal, it wasn't reciprocal, whether it's time, money, energy, or all three. Any of the above. Crushed. Tangled web. Convoluted. Justifications. Caught up. Entranced. You are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. That's messy. Yeah, there could have been a crossover period between this person still being, you know, in a household with a partner and or children, or whoever lives in the household, because sometimes that's parents or whoever, and you two met. It's looking like that. Okay, if it's resonating, it's your story, isn't it? Ticking clock. Let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. Achievable insight. Embrace practical steps towards clarity, bringing your goals within reach. This is going to come together at some point. It's a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when. Oh my god, the heat must be on because it's boiling hot in here. No, it's not. It's just me. I love to complain. Knowing they fucked up. Copycat. What do you think that means when copycat comes out? I always try to like understand that one. This person knows their behaviour is unacceptable. They know it's out of order. They hate like acting, you know, like on love with another person when inside, you know, very, very strong commitments to another. They know that that's really out of order. And when you do that, you can't do right by anyone, because you are supposed to be, you know, fulfilling that duty of wife or husband or mother or father, any and all. And people are like, where were you? Like, why? I don't understand why that took so long. Where were you? Why are you back so late? Why are you like being weird? You know, like, and then they will try to make plans with the other person and the other person's getting let down, you know, so they try to breadcrumb because they don't want to lose that person's interest. And it's just like trying to spread themselves too thin and they end up letting everyone down. So it never really works. That never really works. Copycat, I have no idea. Maybe they like how independent you are, freedom, and so they're trying to copy that lifestyle, but that's not real for them until they face their situation and be honest and authentic with the people around them and release themselves from a contract, which it looks like they have done. They aren't you, do you know what I mean? Like, that's not possible. That's the only thing I can think of with the copycat card. Like, I don't get it otherwise. This one. Let's get broken mirror. Thinking of you, you know, they get upset, like they have lots of like nostalgic memories. They miss you a lot when they're not with you. That's the other thing, right? If you're not authentic and you stay in a situation when you've already started to fall in love for someone else, or you can't stop thinking about someone else, even if it's in a very sexual way, and you're like, why can't I stay away from this person? You're gonna feel like shitty, like you're betraying the people that you live with. And you're gonna miss that person. So it's like, it just becomes like, it's like a volcano that's about to erupt. The pressure builds and builds, and it's just, you know what I mean? Avoidance, in hiding, feeling guilty, no communication. So you might have periods of time where you didn't hear from this person because they're like, wow, what kind of shit like does this, the people that they love? Like, I'm such a fraud, or like, I'm such a like shitty person, like someone's gonna find out. So it's like fear, feeling guilty. I wouldn't say it's regret, because it's created, like it's woken this person up to like, I'm living inauthentically. I'm like ignoring something really fundamental here that I need to address. So I don't think it's regret, but they certainly don't, they're not proud of the fact that they're like, you know, you're cheating on your own kids. If you got kids, you're cheating on your spouse that you promised to love and protect and whatever. So you don't feel good about yourself doing that. And so they may like go into a deep like decline in between the excitement and the like frivolity of sneaky linking. They're going to go into a deep decline, aren't they? And they're going to be like, what kind of person am I? Like, and so the communication could be like so hit and miss, and it's done on purpose because they're like, oh my god, what am I doing? Because it's twin flames, they're not going to be able to stop thinking about you though. Like, that's the thing. I feel like you can see right through me. This person's a fraud. Like, they shouldn't be continuing this family situation. It doesn't mean you're not going to love your kids anymore, but you're going to have to do the thing that's really upsetting and tell them, like, look, mum and dad are going to be living separately, but we're still your mum and dad. It's so fucking hard to do stuff like that. Like, it's easy for me to sit here and say it, but to live inauthentically and start letting down everyone is not an answer. That's not a solution, is it? That's not. And it could all blow up in your face. The only thing to do is make yourself single in a legal way, in a practical way, in an emotional way, and still be a good parent and try to be a good ex-spouse. You can't keep things like this. Like, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, like, at all. And so when you're having all these kinds of emotions, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen before it can become like a functional relationship. There's a lot of practical and legal things and stuff that has to be faced and worked through before you can have any kind of hope at healing, and then any kind of hope at a healthy connection that's exclusive, that's out in the open, where you're building a future together. If Capricorn wants this person, when is this going to happen? When's this? Because they look to have made themselves single, but they're going through healing, I think. If this is like resonating for Capricorn and they met someone that was already married, already like in a family situation, it's coming for you. So they're not really giving us a timing, but this person's going to find you when it's time. In the outcome for the 3rd week of October, as of this week, this person is feeling weakened, they're feeling low, they're not feeling assertive or confident. So, but when they feel like they've dealt with everything and they've healed a bit, they'll come to you. I think it's quite comforting knowing that it's in hand. You don't need to do anything. Yeah, look, wedding rings is coming out. Union, wedding, married, everlasting promise. Yeah, this person married. Hi, forever connected. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. This person going to have to start to express how they're actually feeling instead of, you know, posting perfect Facebook photos or allowing that to be posted by a spouse. That's fraudulent. That's a lie. It's inauthentic, and that's the kind of thing that you just emotionally separate yourself from, because you're like, well, that isn't really how it is it? At least not for me. Like, they're gonna have to start talking to someone about how they actually feel, and I think they've forgotten how to do it for a long time. Because you just think, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is the right thing to do. You know, maybe I can just like have a really good career, or maybe I can just, and it's like, no, we shouldn't be just maybe I can just, like, no. You need to live authentically or it'll come out in your health. And that'll affect your work and it'll affect everything else. It's a matter of time then until you meet someone and fall in love and you weren't looking for it. And then what are you going to do? I'm like huffing because I'm trying to decide whether to like pull a time in for Capricorn that doesn't want this person, but I just feel like you do because it's twin flames, so I'm not even gonna go for that. Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. I think that's advice for them. Do you know what I mean? I think you see things very clearly, actually. I would just try to put yourself in their shoes, and as soon as you do that, and you know, whenever you start to get angry and frustrated and pissed off and hurt, because you will do many times, put yourself in their shoes. Like, the decisions that they've got to make, not nice, not enviable. The drama that's going to ensue, you know, what they're going to have to try to pull off financially, emotionally, practically. Not easy, really not easy. It's going to be a long process. And the recovery afterwards, you know, because that's like, if you've been in a family scenario for decades, or even a handful of years and you got really young kids, that's so hard to move out of the family home. It's so hard to not be housed with those loved ones like 24 hours a day. Some people never get over that. Some people actually don't get over it, and they like go on a, you know, a mad one, like killing their kids and their wife, and they're like, you know, they just don't get over it. It's this is a lot for this person to go through. It's the grieving of a whole way of life. New routines have to be built. Independence has to be refound after decades of being you know, you've got to be solo, and a lot of people can't even remember how to do that because they've been all things to everyone, and, you know, the hub of a home. How do you learn how to be on the outside of everything, like on the periphery again, after decades of being the hub, like the place that everyone comes to, the person everyone relies on, the person that fixes everything? That's very, like, difficult, and some people don't get over it. But because this is twin flames, they will do, but they've got to be given time and space to get through that, and you need to each work on your own stuff. You've got your homework to do, they've got theirs. They will come to you when they're ready. If you try to contact them before, they may just have blocked you, or they may avoid communication with you because they just won't be ready. So I would honestly wait. Wisdom. Wisdom is your heritage. Seek knowledge and preserve it. Okay, so you're already doing that by watching a tarot reading. You're trying to build empathy. You're trying to see things from another perspective. You're trying to understand why you found a connection where someone is not available. You're trying to understand, okay? That is important. You're trying to educate yourself. You're trying to look for answers. That's growth. That shows growth. That shows depth. You're seeing the reason behind it and trying to work out why, you know. Let's get you a good fortune card. A new opportunity will bring you closer to your goals. Okay. So I don't know why an emperor would want to improve even more. But goals doesn't have to be finances. It could be. But goals could be, you know, union with your twin flames. So goals could be anything. We've got all kinds of goals, haven't we? Like, got health goals, finance goals, romance goals, travel, you know, experiences, like, I don't know, whatever it is. A new opportunity will bring you closer to your goals. Only you know what your goals are, but it's gonna, yeah, something's gonna come up for you. Some sort of good opportunity. One, two, two, great shift. Personal growth, spiritual development, and manifesting goals. Oneness, connection, and completion. You got goals here. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts where you chose to drop the burden and create boundaries. Then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. Okay, so life's not happening to you. You are in control. You're creating boundaries. It's your choice to be a part. It's your choice to develop yourself, your goals. Okay, and then this person's going to come back into your life and they will have worked on themselves and their situation will be very, very different. So think of it like that, reframe it. Life is not happening to me. I choose to create boundaries. I choose to have time apart. I choose to work on myself. I choose to give them time and space to work on themselves. And I don't know whether we're going to be together, but I would like them to live authentically. You know, like that's unconditional love. So that can't be a bad thing, can it? You know, send out good intentions. Ask for them to find the strength to live authentically and surrender that. If we're meant to be together, I would like us to be together. Say things like that. We're not forcing anyone to be with us. You know, we're saying what we want, but then we're surrendering it, because if we're meant to be together, I would like us to be together, but I'm surrendering it and I'm going to work on myself. And when they've worked on themselves, maybe they will come back to me. Of course, people can stay in denial and not leave, but it looks like this person already left. They already set the ball in motion, you know, for separation. Did I get confession from them or not? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you can see right through me. Yeah. I just wanted to check. This is the only thing that I haven't done for you guys yet. Galactic dreams. Your dreams shape your destiny. Dare to dream big. Oh, that's rubbish. That my voice went when it was like a really good. It's a really good, strong like intention. Dare to dream big and watch them manifest. Okay, your dreams shape your destiny. Dare to dream big and watch them manifest. This is the time. Look at this crystal ball. Okay, like the universe is telling you that there's a great shift coming. Like someone who is your twin flame will come back to you, but in this time apart, you're exercising wisdom. You know, this is what you've chosen, and this is for your highest good. And this is the twin flame journey, guys. Like this is all like purposeful and chosen. I hope this resonates. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. And I will see you in the next one. If you're interested in a personal reading, it will be this length. It's only £18, so for like 45 minutes or more, that's a really good value for money. It'll be this in depth, okay? It's this spread with all of this clarity, and you'll know that it's for you and your person. I may be able to give more clarity that's specific to your person, you know, and why they're thinking the way that they are and what they're dealing with, more confessions, things like that, different kinds of timing that's more specific to you and them. So sometimes, you know, people like that. I also do personal readings that are general, so you can have a past, present, future and just see what comes out, what's going to be important for you going forwards. Health readings, career, education and finance readings. Those readings won't be as long, but you might find them to be as comforting or as important. They're all £18. I do mediumship cards as well, so messages from loved ones that have passed away. Those are free. I don't like to charge for them. So if that's something that you feel like you would like, you can direct message me on TikTok, on IG, or send me a Gmail, jen3585@gmail.com. It's in the channel description. Okay, take care and have a lovely rest of your evening, night, day, wherever you are. See you tomorrow.